Hello and welcome to the tutorial on chi-square test of independence of attributes. In this tutorial, we would learn how to perform chi-square test of independence of attributes using SPSS and also how to interpret the output. As it is known, chi-square test of significance of independence of attributes is a test to find if two attributes are significantly associated or not. The null hypothesis is always set as the two attributes are not significantly associated, or in other words, the two attributes are independent. The test statistic that is used is chi-square, which is summation of O minus E square by E, where O is the observed frequency and E is the expected frequency for each of the classification, follows chi-square probability distribution function, hence the name chi-square test of independence of attributes. Let us learn the procedure of working with chi-square test of independence of attributes using a data on purchase details. Here we have a set of data which have few variables: user ID, gender, age, estimated salary, and purchased. So here the data talks about whether a customer has made a purchase or not, which is a categorical variable. 0 stands for not made a purchase and 1 stands for has made a purchase. Another categorical variable over here is gender. Gender, which has just two classifications, male and female in this data. We are trying to associate between gender and the purchase decision. This analysis intends to find if there is a significant association between purchase decision and gender. That is, whether gender influences the purchase decision or not. Obviously, the null hypothesis is that gender does not influence the purchase decision. Now, in SPSS, how do we perform chi-square test of independence? There are two ways of getting it. As we know, it is one of the non-parametric tests. At the same time, there's an easier way of getting chi-square done here. We come to crosstabs. You come to the option of crosstabs, which is right under the Analyze tab. Descriptive, crosstabs. Pick up the variables which are considered. One of the variable is gender and the second variable is purchased or not. We can interchange between the row and column, not a problem at all. And under that, there is an option of statistics where we need to check chi-square. By default, it will be unchecked. We need to check the option of chi-square and continue, and that's enough. If we want, we can also see a bar chart to see how the distribution of purchase and gender is associated. The output window provides us the details of each of the information that is required. The first table tells us the case processing summary, that is, how many participants are there in the analysis, if there is any missing data, and what is the total percentage that is considered for the analysis. The second table provides us the cross table. This table is called contingency table for chi-square test. In this contingency table, row-wise, there are two rows, male and female, and there are two columns. So this table can be called a 2 by 2 contingency table, two rows and two columns. And we can see a kind of a little skewed distribution. 257 of them says no, not purchased, while 142 have purchased. Female, there are 204 female out of 399, while 195 males. Among the 204 females, 127 of them have been purchased, while 77 have purchased. And among the 195 male, 130 have not purchased, while 65 have purchased. Now, the objective of the study is to find if this purchase decision is associated with gender. To understand or to come to a conclusion, we will refer to the chi-square table, where only the first row is of information or importance for us. We will just refer to these few cells and come to a conclusion whether we can accept or reject the null hypothesis. The same contingency table is also represented as a bar chart. Maybe we can avoid the table and present the bar chart in our project or paper if required. Now let's see how it can be interpreted. So as mentioned, the null hypothesis is that purchase decision is not associated with gender. We saw from the table that the test at a calculated value is 0.847 and the degrees of freedom associated with the study is R minus 1 into C minus 1, that is number of rows minus 1 into number of columns minus 1. A 2 by 2 table will lead to degrees of freedom as 1. And the significance value provided in the output table we just now saw is 0.358. Okay, as I mentioned, we are referring to the first row alone here. The test statistic value is 0.847 and the significance value, which is also called as p-value, is 0.358. So what is the conclusion? The conclusion is that the p-value or the significance value is more than 5%, which can be considered as the level of significance, Hence, we would say that the null hypothesis can be accepted, or in more clear terms, we can state that there is enough evidence in the sample to conclude that purchase decision is not associated with gender. This is the way with which we can perform and come to a conclusion or inference for chi-square test of significance of association. Thank you for watching.